This FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Katra.
Rasta.
First of all, Métier and Kwesi. Now, just to put it in perspective, in some more about the structure, no. Said the beya ubi oti and onya confused. No, it is not a phenomenon. It started 2017. And as a governor, we buy it.
Oh,
it's a bit enough for tea. So I'm just trying to say, that corporate structure, no, me, ya drink pass me. I think it should lead to a major reforms within the Bank of Ghana. No? And yet peculiar to this particular government and as this particular governor. All over all these years, sana structure. And we know we are young, we say even a normal corporate structure no difficult say, and that's what we try to say the chief executive now as our chair the board. Now board no determine the allowances of the executive, with the executive also heading the board. Obviously say your meeting one the best favor executives now say chair and then once make say allowance my allowance is 10,000.
I don't think.
And I'm making.
Bank of Ghana, almost call retirement. You talk gold watch. That's the point I'm making. Is I understand that structure now. I think that structure now. And I've made this call on other platforms. Say, not going forward. And all this demonstration here, the idea should lead to a major reforms within the Bank of Ghana. GMPC, any other area. I'm the work program by Parliament. I'm the core energy committee in my plenary. And yes, I said be any about guide as to how they should do their operations. But at least there's some clarity. Oversight.
Yes, there's some clarity. And your man air cost within that sector. Intimidity say the air cost at the end of the day, no, it will lead to some reforms. It will benefit subsequent government and as will be a baby and to benefit us all. Me say Governor Kase the demonstrators ni hooligans. The governor I know no, and even say or Kasa NPC meeting or Kasa, I was very very surprised. I try say many tape no crown no number to convince myself say is it true say the governor made this statement say the demonstrators are hooligans. So far, me tape no. But if let me finish. But if indeed it is true, say the governor made this comment, said demonstrators in the hooligans are, then he goofed big time. It's a big mistake on his part. To say all the demonstrators are no more mobile. You can say in your view the demonstration was unnecessary. That is your perception.
Pacho, to be fair to the governor.
Yeah.
To be fair to the governor. One shutdown cast the demonstrators were hooligans.
Okay.
No, because instead of adopting other methods as well, they chose the path of hooliganism.
But that's it.
Yeah, but there's a small difference.
Yes.
But Uncle was in Pacho. What video no be now? And now when your audio.
When your audio.
Pacho, wait a minute, Mashe.
Oh, okay. What?
Okay. Because unim the entire maybe sounds and say. Okay.
WhatsApp message in Kwaminan one day, and I'm 3,000 and over.
Yeah, that's possible.
If you're looking for things on my machine every day, we all share with Chrome. I say, Mr. New message 1 week ago. I don't know what to respond. I have to deal with about 3,000 messages every day.
Because I'm not to make a video.
Yes, because
City for website.
Because Kadna.
Okay.
So Papa knows even so Kasa NPC meeting. He comes across as a very soft-spoken person, not a media person. On time, man media mukra. And granted this interview immediately after the demonstration. But indeed, even if he did not say only hooligans, but he described their method as hooliganism. I don't think it's any
because me tell no from I say on a website via from centralbank.com.
Yes.
It because
publish it.
Yes. And you will not find hooliganism. The only thing as website na cannot the demonstration was unnecessary, and they could have chosen other means to register their displeasure.
I've read the story also in the newspapers, which is clear.
Okay.
The
But
word hooliganism
any baby.
Yes. But the original interview, city.
I would like to check that video.
Yes, because
I would like to see that.
Or you'll be a said American. He comes across as a media person. For him to use this word, any with the English, let me steal your word, adabraka. I think he really went overboard. If you don't agree with the issues that have been raised, because or not to him, he did what he was supposed to do under law. And it's hard, yeah.
And who did he?
Oh, there are some aspect of it. Subsequently, no mania information be also already Bank of Ghana Act now. You're so cross it during emergency. The minister, the controller, and the finance bank governor can meet to set a new limit. However, when they finish, the
bank
minister
has an obligation to inform the minister and parliament.
But our standing orders no Emma you kind of strangers to come to the floor. And you go through your supervising minister.
But the constitution is clear.
It says
there are two things to parliament and to the minister.
But there are two things.
Your standing orders do not.
I'm going to say, and I'm going to say there are two things.
We standing orders and change constitution.
But I'm going to say there are two things.
Yes, sir.
If it's when there is an emergency, there's no aspect of or no catch parliament. When it's an emergency, the three meets, decide on the limits. Then the finance minister must come back to parliament to inform us of the new limits. But so cross it. Ordinary the 5% no, and then he has to inform parliament, and then the minister will come to parliament with remedial measures.
He has to inform parliament and the minister
then comes to parliament for remedial measures.
Exactly.
But because unknown to me parliament, normally he does so
through the minister.
But the provision now, a case say, we do 5% threshold now. He has to inform parliament.
That's right.
It says he has to inform parliament and the minister.
Yes, and the minister. And then the minister will then come to parliament.
So
with remedial measures.
Then envisage, you say he has a means of informing parliament,
but not necessarily going to parliament.
Yeah, through a letter. And you bet much send a letter through the clerk.
Yes,
to inform. I get you.
Yeah. So but next one what tomorrow.
But later on we share statement to parliament on Ghana's domestic debt exchange program, which was presented to Yang by Kenneth Rata Thursday, 16th February 2023. Now, let's go to paragraph 49, with your permission. G, post debt operations. Mr. Speaker, we have already indicated that these debt operations were a composite part of the broader government response strategy for addressing the current challenges. While we continue to secure an IMF program to boost confidence in the economy, we are complementing this by enhancing our domestic mobilization efforts. 50. Mr. Speaker, as already stated in the House in November 2022, Ghana lost access to the international capital markets at the beginning of 2022. At the same time, budget implementation was confronted with domestic financing challenges from the auctions as well as lower than estimated domestic revenue mobilization. These presented a very challenging macroeconomic environment during 2022, leading to a widened financing gap of the budgets, and therefore became necessary for the Bank of Ghana to fund shortfalls at the auction market to avoid a disorderly default and prevent a deeper crisis. 51. And you, Mr. Speaker, under these circumstances, it was necessary for the government to seek financing from the Bank of Ghana to augment its fiscal operations for the year. The Bank of Ghana last week concluded work on its financial account for 2022 and reports that the total overdraft extended to government for 2022 was 37,956.82 million. Mr. Speaker, in line with Section 36 of the Bank of Ghana Act 2002, Act 612, we are using this platform to inform the legislature of the financing of the budget by the Bank of Ghana.
Because the constitution says that the Bank of Ghana must inform parliament.
When you go, this is under an emergency situation.
under
the Bank of Ghana must inform Parliament.
Under an emergency situation, no, there's no issue about Bank of Ghana informing Parliament.
Okay, honorable
under
members.
an emergency situation, the three will sit,
Honorable
decide
members.
the limit. Then the finance minister will come to Parliament to inform us.
Honorable members.
So when the governor says,
Rasta.
the finance minister informed Parliament, he was right.
Rasta, Uni.
Oh, Angwezi.
Rasta, Uni. We are minia.
Honorable Fija.
I'm talking about emergency situations.
We are minia. I would allow you to get away with this.
Oh,
but who are
okay, so Honorable Fija and Honorable Musuku. Honorable member for Musuku and Honorable member for Fija.
And the whole kind of different. There are two issues. When you cross the 5%,
it's emergency.
It's not
the emergency.
COVID time emergency. Emergency aba. So the three will meet, decide on a new limit.
And say
oh, that be same one question.
This COVID there by. Who will you say munya home fast for?
Angwezi. Yes, a minute. Just a.
This FM 104.3. Good to meet Taki.